If you need some coins to add some ballers to your team, make sure you go ahead and check out mudreserve.com. Fast service, great rates, no need to rely on pack luck. Get yourself some coins, buy the players you want, use code SPREE at checkout for 15% off.
What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having another fantastic day today. You can call me Spree and welcome back to another video. At the moment, we're right in the swing of things for the most feared promo. Part 1, Part 2 have already dropped. We've had Scary Sharp, we've had Scary Strong. We know Fast and Tall are just on the horizon. Today, I want to talk about a bunch of different ways that you can make coins with the most feared promo. Now, I think this is going to be useful for everyone. If you're balling on a budget, if you are low on coins, we're going to talk about solos, how long they take to grind, whether they are worth doing, and what you can do with the players and treats that you earn to maximize your coin value to build up your coin stack. If you've got a little bit of coins to play with, we'll talk about sniping, what you should be doing, some prices you should be looking at to build up your coin stack even further so you can continue to make upgrades to your team. And then for those of you who are straight balling, if you have the right amount of coins, let's talk about how you can go ahead and pick up guys like Aaron Donald, Quentin Nelson as cheaply as possible so you can make those upgrades and save yourself some coins along the way. Before we get into it, if you are new to the channel and you do enjoy the content, definitely consider popping down, hitting that subscribe button down below. If you like the video, why not go ahead, hit that little thumbs up button down below as well. But let's jump straight into it. Let's go figure out how we can make a bunch of coins with the most feared promo. Now, first thing you'll probably notice, the coin stack is looking a little bit low. And if you're new to the channel, you're probably wondering why would I take coin making advice from a dude who is broke? But bear with me, we have a bunch of these most feared cards already in the binder. I have done a bunch of prep, I've invested a bunch. I want to take you through all of the sets. I want to make sure I can show you the process each step of the way. We're going to do a bunch of these sets as well. We're going to have a bunch of cards we can sell to make a bunch of our coins back. We'll have a few players that we can add to our team as well. So yeah, don't worry too much about what seems like the lack of coins. We're going to be able to cover everything in today's video with the cards that we already have in our binder. Now first up, I want to talk about solos. If you're running no money spent like me, if you are balling on a budget, you definitely want to go ahead and do these solos. I know some of you will be allergic to them. You might want to skip ahead a little bit in the video while we're covering these solos, but we do have 2 solo sequences attached with the most feared promo. The first one we have is this Boneyard Brawl. It's a standard set of challenges we usually get. If we have a look at the milestones, once you get enough stars, you are going to get yourself a free 90 overall NAT most feared player. That is going to be super clutch. We're not going to be able to pick that up at this moment, not until more challenges come out. But if you go ahead and actually check out a bunch of the milestones as well, you'll see you get some treats and you'll get a chance to pick up a bunch of players as well throughout the process. So it's definitely worth grinding. I'd say these Boneyard Brawl challenges take around an hour and a half to get these first 20 out of the way. And then the second sequence we have is this escape from Castle Jakenstein. If we have a look at the milestones for this one, you get a bunch of potions we can turn into players. We'll look at the sets in a second, but you'll see you also pick up a bunch of players from this as well, and you'll get players as you complete each of these sequences. Now most of them take around a half an hour maybe to complete. All of these 4, I think maybe half an hour roughly. These ones you're looking at about 15 minutes. So all up, maybe just under 3 hours to be able to complete all of these things. Now, like I was talking about earlier, when you go ahead and grind the solos and pick up the potions, you can come on into the sets and turn those potions, those combinations of potions, into players. So right here, we've got this orange mixture, for example. It's going to take 3 yellow potions and 3 red potions, and you're going to get yourself an 86 overall card. The same can be said for some of these higher overalls and some of these lower overalls as well. So you can get a bunch of free players just by going ahead and grinding out the solos, picking up those potions. When it comes to the players that you earn from doing the challenges, however, you can do a bunch of things with them. If we have a look at some of these cards that we have this 87 we pulled NAT, that was super clutch. If we go a little bit further down, we have this 85 as well. We have this other 85 and 83, a bunch of 81s, 79s. We have a bunch of these cards. If we wanted to, we could go ahead, quick sell them, turn them into a bunch of treats. We could go ahead and do some rerolls. That could be an easy way to turn NAT cards into cards that we can go ahead and sell. Instead of doing that and limiting your value, you should be going ahead and adding those cards into sets, especially those most feared sets, turning those into players that are going to have a lot more value. Now, if we jump back into the set, you'll see this exchange for an 85 to 87 overall Scary Sharp player. You'll see it takes 2 83s, 2 81s, and 2 79 overall. So we could put a bunch of NATs into here to pick up an 85 or an 87 that is going to be optionable. Now, just to show you an example of why it's better value to put these NAT cards into the set, if we quick sell these 279s, these two 81s, and this 83 right here, you're going to get yourself 185 treats. Now we know that this 83 NAT is actually worth 75 treats, so all up it's around 260 treats if you had all of those cards NAT ready to go. And if we go up a little bit further, we have this 85 right here. This is the lowest card that you could pull from that particular set, and if we went to quick sell it, it's 275 treats. So at the very least, you are going to turn cards of less value into slightly more treat values. Let's say you got a little bit lucky and you pulled yourself an 87 overall, you'd be looking at around 550 treats. And then in terms of coin value, these 85s for these scary sharp players are going for around 30k. These ones are going for around 60k, so you're definitely giving yourself a good opportunity to make a bunch of coins at the same time. So for completeness sake, I have just gone ahead and completed one of these sets. Let's see if we can get lucky. Let's see if we can pull an 87 overall. This card is going to be auctionable. Can we be clutch? Right there, we pull an 87 overall. Let's go. Now, once you've upgraded those cards into higher overall cards, you could go ahead and turn them into some of these scary sharp heroes as well. If we go ahead and jump onto this, you need two 87s, two 85s. We would have already seen now that we have two 87s ready to go. Actually have three, one of these being NAT. So we could go ahead and put these straight into the set. That way we're going to use up our NAT card and get the most value out of it. We could go ahead and add 185 here that we've already got ready. Go ahead and spend another 30k to be able to pick up another one. All up, it's around 120k value in coins, plus an NAT card right there, and we're going to get a card worth around 170 to 180,000 coins. That means we're going to be able to turn our card, our NAT card that doesn't have much value to us right now, into about 40 to 50,000 coins worth of value, because it's helping us complete the set for a nice expensive card. But overall, in terms of doing the solo challenges, if you have the time, I definitely suggest going ahead and doing it. I'd say you'd be able to make somewhere in the region of 200,000, maybe 250,000 coins from doing the solo challenges, especially if you're going ahead and grinding them out and you get a little bit lucky with the packs. You're going to be able to do some of those hero sets, you're going to be able to do some of those lower overall sets as well, sell them, make the coins, upgrade your team, pick up the players you want. Definitely a good opportunity to upgrade your teams at the moment. One final note about solos before we move on, I would suggest maybe waiting until Scary Fast, Scary Tall come out. Some of those cards are probably going to be even more highly valued. Everyone loves fast cards, so if you can wait a little bit when you're going ahead and trying to earn some of those free most feared players, you're going to get a chance to pull some of those cards. Maybe they're going to be higher value, so you're going to give yourself a chance to pick up some of those better players. So something to keep in mind if you are going to do these solos. So that's going to be it for solos. Next up, we're going to talk about sniping. This is going to be able to work for anyone. It doesn't matter if you only have a little bit of coin. You're going to be able to invest, make a small amount of profit each time you go ahead and snipe these cards. You're going to build up your stack. You're going to be able to make some upgrades to your team. Now right here, we are in the auction house. We're looking at most feared promo. We're looking at 80 to 81 overalls. Now what I like to do, because the market is always fluctuating, I always like to get a gauge of what cards are going for at the moment. So looking at these 80 to 81s, 10k for these scary sharp players. If we scroll a little bit down, let's see if we see some of these scary strong. We've got one around 12k right there. We can just roughly go and check some of these other overalls. So 82s to 83s. We're just looking at buy now price, looking around 18k. Around 18k, maybe closer to 20k. I've been selling them for 20k, so I know 20k is a pretty good price right there. Going over to the 85s, you will notice there is a difference between the scary strong and we also have the scary sharp. Now, right now, these are actually snipes. I've been seeing these cards going consistently for around 35k, so these are a little bit low at the moment. Right now, if I had enough coins, I'd probably try to pick these up nice and cheaply, because these are going to be really good for picking up the cards that we need for the sets nice and cheaply. But for the moment, around 30k right there for all of those cards. We look for 86 to 87s as well. Looking at these cards, around 60 to 65k for these scary sharps. And then if we scroll on down, keep on scrolling, we're looking around 75k for these scary strong 87s. So just like that, we have a fair idea of where the market is sitting at for these cards. Once we've gone ahead and gotten a feel for what the market is looking like at the moment, we go ahead, we put on our newest filter and we start going through the overalls looking for some snipes. So I'm going to cycle through a little bit. If we can't find anything, I will show you my bids and my auctions. Right here, 17k, maybe a little bit of a snipe. You could sell it for 20k, make a 900 coin profit right there. We'll see if we can find anything a little bit bigger. So we'll go back to these 85s. What are we sitting on right now? These ones still sitting at around 30k. I'm pretty impressed by that. They've been consistently around this 35k range for a little bit, so that's good that they're a little bit cheaper at the moment. It might save us some coins with some of these sets. Going to 87s, can we see anything really cheap at the moment? So 71, that's a little bit lower than what we were looking at before, still sitting in that 60k range. And what we're going to do is we're going to just cycle through these. This is how I was sniping a bunch of these cards right here, 9k. I'm going to go ahead and snap that up right now. We know this can sell for 12k. Right there, it expired. You can always tell if they expire really quickly. You know someone else has been able to step it up before you. So that's a little bit of a shame right there, but you can see it doesn't take too long for some of these snipes. If we sold it for 12, we would have made ourselves nearly 1,000 coins just like that, and it would have sold really quickly as well. So I'll try a few more of these overalls. We'll see if we find anything, but if we don't, I will jump into my bids and we'll just show you some of the snipes we've been able to get, just spending a little bit of time on these filters. If we go ahead and check out my bids, you can see I bought a bunch of these cards. You'll see I was buying these at around 32, selling them for 37 to 38, buying these nice and cheaply, selling them for 20. So we're making 2,000 to 3,000 coins a pop with those cards. You can see we were able to pick up some of these cards for around 9,500, and we know that they go for 12k. These cards going for around 11k. We were picking them up for 8. If we go a little bit further down as well, you can see we're sniping a bunch of these cards. These 83s in particular have been really good. Right there, making around 2 and a bit thousand coins for that card. Right there, nearly 3,000 coins. Another 2 and a bit, another 3 and a bit. So we're making a bunch of coins from a lot of these cards. Just going ahead, sniping, spending a little bit of time cycling through the filters and just making a bunch of coins that way. And just to give you a quick glance at some of my auctions as well, you can see we've been selling these cards consistently at 20, a little bit over 10 to 12k as well. So these are just some of the cards that we've done. We have a bunch of these already sold. We made a bunch of coins doing it. It's super easy way to make a bunch of coins, and you can spend a few minutes at a time going through the filters, trying your luck, see if you can get a few snipes, put them on the auction house, tick over, make a bunch of coins that way. Alright, we weren't able to get anything live with the snipes. I only spent a few minutes doing it, but I showed you my bids. We have been really successful being able to make a bunch of coins just going ahead and sniping those cards. Now, you could snipe them, sell them for a profit, but you could hold on to those cards and try to turn them into even better cards, some of these heroes, and try to pick up some of these cards as cheaply as possible. So if we have a look at these 90 overalls, these scary sharp players are going for around 180k. If we go ahead and look at some of these scary strong players, they're going for around 220,000 coins at the moment. And then if we have a look at the 92 overalls, we can look at some of the masters. In particular, I do want to pop down and have a look at our man Aaron Donald, going for around 470,000 coins right now. Now that's definitely a decent chunk of coins to spend on a card. If we go ahead and have a look at his set, you do need the 290 overall scary strong players, plus an 87 and an 85 to be able to complete his set. So we know these cards are worth around 220k a pop, so it's about 440. We know these cards are going for around 70 to 75,000 coins, so that takes it up to about 510. And with this card as well, all up, you're probably looking around 550k to be able to complete this set. Now with this one, you get the player, you get the power up, and you get 2 cards back NAT, so that's pretty good value right there, but we can do a little bit better. Just like Scary Sharp, we have these sets where we can pick up these hero cards, 2 87s, 2 85s. We can snipe these cards, these 87s, for around 70,000 coins. I was picking up a few of them around 67 to 68,000 coins, and then we have these 85s as well. I was sniping them like you saw between 30 and 32,000 coins. All up around 200k each time I want to be able to complete this set. If you go ahead and do this twice, you are going to get both of the heroes you need for the Aaron Donald set. If you also go ahead and pick up one more 87 and one more 85, you will have all the cards you need to be able to go ahead and pick up Aaron Donald. Instead of spending that 550k, if you just bought all the cards off the block, you could go ahead and snipe the cards, save yourself around 50,000 coins, and go ahead and complete these sets to build up an Aaron Donald. That's exactly what we're going to do right now. Now I know I said these cards are worth around 30 to 35,000 coins, but if you have a look at these two right here, they're NAT. We pulled these from going ahead and grinding out the solo challenges, so that's going to save us around 70,000 coins that we don't have to spend to be able to complete this set. We're going to be able to save even more coins by doing Aaron Donald because of this. So that's super clutch right there. We get the lightning bolt animation, and we're going to get our first card, Quentin Nelson, just like that. Now, while we're going ahead and completing this set for Aaron Donald, do keep in mind you will be able to get that free NAT 90 overall in a few days with the solo challenges. So you're going to be able to save even more coins when you go ahead and complete these sets. So depending on how that goes, the market might change for these master cards, but we are going to go ahead right now and we are going to be able to complete this set for our man Aaron Donald. Let's go, baby. 92 overall Aaron Donald. This card I'm sure is an absolute beast. Going ahead, getting that lightning bolt, and we're able to go on through. Where's our man Aaron Donald right there? We get the power up and we get these two cards back in NAT. Now, we only spent 500k doing this set. I know I actually had some NAT cards, so it cost me a little bit less, but we'll just say 500k flat to complete this set. We have this 92 with 470. This card's worth about 5, and these two cards, even though they're NAT, their main cards are worth around 200k. So all up, maybe around 850 to 900,000 coins of value. Now, I know some people are going to want to add Aaron Donald to their team and not care about these other two cards. I know some people won't want to add Aaron Donald to their team, but maybe they need a new left guard. Maybe they need a defensive tackle. Let's talk about a way you can get even more value from these cards. For example, I do not want DJ Reader. I am going to go ahead and quick sell him 375 treats right there. If we jump on into the store, you'll see the 79 overall most feared fantasy packs. You are going to be able to spend 35 treats to pick up a 79 overall card. We just quick sold 375 treats. So you're going to be able to do about 10 of these and have a little bit of treats left over. And if we go ahead and look at the prices for those overalls, they're going for around 4,000 coins. I know there's a few cheaper here, but consistently they're selling for around 4,000 coins. So you could turn those treats into 10 of these cards, sell them, and get around 40,000 coins back from going ahead and quick selling one of those cards you don't want. Now, let's say we spent 500k on getting those cards. We made another 40k back from quick selling and turning those cards into 79s, all up around 460k. If you're balling on a budget like me, maybe Aaron Donald is not someone you can afford to have on your team, go ahead, sell him, get as much value as you can from him. I'm going to put him up for around 480k. I'm also going to sell his power up as well. Hopefully we're going to be able to get around 430,000 coins after tax by selling this card. So after all that, we spent a bit of time sniping some cards. We're able to do a few sets. We're able to quick sell and sell some of the cards. And in the end, we're going to actually be able to keep ourselves a 90 overall Quentin Nelson after spending only around 30,000 coins. And I think that's going to be about it for today, folks. I hope there was something of value for each and every one of you, no matter what your budget is. If you are balling on a budget, make sure you do the solos. You are going to be able to make a ton of coins from doing it. At the very least, you're going to have a bunch of cards that you can go ahead and add to your team. If you have a good amount of coins, jump on and do the sniping. It's super easy. Just cycle through the overalls, make sure you're on US, make sure you know the market prices, and pick up a bunch of cards throughout the process. You will be able to make a ton of coins doing that. And of course, if you do have the coins and you want to add an Aaron Donald or a Quentin Nelson or someone like that to your team, make sure you're going ahead and completing the sets nice and cheaply. Make sure you're saving as much coins as possible. You can definitely go ahead and pick up those heroes dirt cheap. In terms of the masters, you can definitely save a few coins by going ahead and quick selling the NAT cards you get back and then turning them into 79s to try to make a few coins back to limit the amount you spend. And that is going to really be it. Just a few ways to save a few coins or make a few coins with the most feared promo. If you did find this video helpful, if you did enjoy the content, definitely consider popping down, hitting that subscribe button, hitting that like button. I do really hope this was useful for you. I think this might be dragging on a little bit. It might be a bit of a longer video, but I hope there is value for each and every one of you. Thank you very much for coming through. Take it easy, everyone. You can call me Spree, and we out.